What's up guys, Owen here. In this video, I'm going to show you how I've been able to make over $389,000 with nothing but an iPhone without being a cringe influencer and making a casual 20 to 30K a month for the past couple years. So before we get into that, I just want to start this video out by saying being a contentpreneur is not for everyone. If you're someone who hasn't really started social media yet and is kind of just playing with the idea in their head, this is really not for you. You can still watch the video, you can still get enjoyment out of it, but this is really for people who know that they want to do social media as a career. They don't know what final shape or form that will take, but they know there's something there. That was me, and I started posting on social media in 2022. So in 2022, I built my TikTok account and I started posting. I didn't really have any traction for a bit, but I actually kind of want to take a step back from this because before 2022, I was a professional Fortnite player. That's me, Ermacy, playing at WSOE 3 in Redondo Beach, California. That was my partner Cal, and this is our first professional Fortnite event. Prior to this, we had been grinding about 10 to 12 hours a day, every single day for a year, trying to become the best Fortnite players we could be so that we could play in these pro events with guys like Motor, Punisher, Unicorn, all those guys. And we did it. However, after a year or so and not really seeing anything crazy success-wise, we kind of ended up churning, quitting, and leaving the space. But it was my first testament to myself and what I could do if I really locked in. So I quit gaming and then I went to Clemson. My goal here was to just get a degree because I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I just knew that I wanted to do more. So what I ended up doing was getting into fitness. I had nothing else going for me. I actually had a bad breakup with a girl in college. Not that bad, but it made me start 75 hard. I started listening to Andy Frisella, started just going outside, golfing all the time. So Clemson, honestly, as a business student was not like incredible for me, but I did actually win a pitch competition building a robot for Boeing. And I spent a lot of time golfing and hanging out with friends and just getting into good shape and started posting on TikTok. Now, this is when things really started to change for me because I didn't know what to do, but this dude right here, GM Casto, I was listening to a podcast with him because I liked his TikToks. And Garrett said all he did was dedicate himself to posting 3 times a day for like 3 months, and it worked. It literally worked. So I was like, okay, I wonder how hard that can really be. So I ended up posting videos 3 times a day. And my first video to ever go viral, I screenshotted this when it hit 1K likes. I was so happy. Was my brother and I driving the car, listening to music, singing along together. It went viral. People started to like it, and I grew little by little. And that was my first viral video, got over 200K views, and I almost got to 1K followers off that video. At this point, you could see I was really into it. You know, I didn't have the crazy results yet, but I was doing green screen videos, talking head videos, making text on screen videos, trend videos, all these different things that were relatable and shareable. And when I started doing that, my content started going more viral because everyone was sharing it. It had a high average watch time relative to the video. And that's when things started picking up for me. So after that, I had a lot more viral videos. I was still doing fitness stuff at this time, kind of settling into my niche. And then once I passed 10K followers, things really opened up for me. And that's what I try to tell people. It's like you kind of need to get to 10K followers first before you can start demanding a lot of money in deals or just for your expertise in content in general. I was doing hybrid training videos and I was using a Whoop. Whoop is a fitness wearable, massive tracker. It's a multi-billion-dollar company. And Whoop reached out to me with a brand deal opportunity. This is the ambassador services agreement. Again, you can read through this, but basically it was $22,500 paid in equal monthly installments over the course of 6 months for 5 videos a month. Basically $3,750 a month for only 5 videos a month. Like, it was so crazy to me. And this is what it looked like coming in every month, just almost 4K a month, 4K a month, 4K a month. And this is when I was like, oh, this is going to be better than my job, because after Clemson, I was working a remote sales job doing $52K a year for a company called the Conference Board. That's real. You can go look it up on my LinkedIn. Okay. And just like that, I was making more cash from making 5 videos a month than I was from working that sales job 40 hours a week. Insane. But the reason why Whoop paid me well is because all my videos were converting for them really well, whether that was organic, like this one on my feed at 400K views, or their ads. They were spending tens of thousands of dollars a day on my ads, and they were printing. So they made their money back 1,000x. I should have actually charged way more, but I didn't know this stuff at the time. This is the job that I had at the conference board, literally pulling up to New York City, where our headquarters were. And, you could see the whoop on my wrist there. And meanwhile, I was making these payments. So once I signed one more deal with an agency called Nibble, I ended up leaving my job and I did content full time. And on top of that, I started the Creator Rewards program, and I started doing over 10K a month just from yapping. And this is how I really grew my account from, that 10, 20K kind of barrier to over 100K followers, right? So getting brand deals, getting paid from the platforms themselves, and honestly, just taking really good care of my physique, getting in good shape, watching what I eat, all of those things, right? And so now, after doing all that stuff for a year, I have had my community on a billboard in New York City, which is really cool. It's called Content Circle. This is WAP's 3K challenge that I won. And then on top of that, now we have 128K followers, and I've had hundreds of millions of views on TikTok. So I pretty much did everything that I wanted to do, except you're kind of capped at like 10 to 20K a month unless you're a massive influencer like Alex Earl, which I'm not, and I don't really have plans to be. I'd rather kind of go fish and chill and live my life. I did buy myself a nice Porsche, pretty much buy myself gifts whenever I want. I got this, actually, I still wear this necklace. It's a black diamond David Yurman necklace. I got the nice corner unit in Tampa with my dog. I go travel, again, love to fish and stuff. Love to go to Finland. Got an awesome girlfriend. Look at that. That's an African pompano, just so you know. Great fish. Anyway, so at this point, I was having individual success, but I was like, I want to run an online business. So this is when one of the main kickers is I lost my brand deals, and I kind of was hated online for a while because I had a breakup with my ex and things just didn't go well. I was trying to explain myself online, and honestly, I should have probably kept my mouth shut. But I felt like I was in the right, and so I should just advocate for myself. But honestly, there's no need to do that. Anyways, it didn't turn out well for me. Lost brand deals, lost my TikTok income. So I was like, well, what do I do? I know how to go viral. I'm really good with content. And that's when I started my content agency, my UGC agency. So I'd go to brands and I would say, brands, I'm going to make you guys 500K views. All I need from you guys is like a 5K budget or something like that. And they would basically just give me the budget because I had proof and I had creators that could show them were really, really good. So I started running that for a while, and now my free community has over 7,000 people in it, and it's been doing really, really well. And in that free community, anyone watching this can go, you can start promoting any of the brands that we're working with. For instance, Backstage here, we got them over 1.5 million views for one of their campaigns on less than a 4K budget, which is really, really good. So it's been cooking. Other than that, the Covenant app, that's my app. SkinnyRx is a massive telehealth company. Swimply is a massive private spaces, Airbnb type platform. And again, these are all brands that I work with and I manage for the B2B agency. And this was my first business that really started doing well. Another client that we've worked with is Minutes AI. Any other AI note takers and things like that we've worked with. Again, 400K a month. These are massive companies that are printing. And these are invoices from companies. It's May 8th right now. So these are invoices from the past month. I don't know what this adds up to, but you guys can count it. It's been pretty good. Like the B2B agency rocks. It kicks ass. I know how to do it. I know how to do sales. I know how to get brands to pay me, right? So it's really, really important stuff. On top of that, I also have my paid creator community. Now I'm going to offer up an invitation for you guys to work with me if you feel like you're the right fit here. Someone that can actually make a content business. It's not super easy. You have to have a little bit of grit, but it's actually probably the best thing you can do. I'm not going to lie. It ties in all of these skills, UGC, personal branding, content marketing. We'll get into performance marketing a little bit with ads and stuff later. But you have to know all of those skills. And again, I didn't know them last year or 2 years ago. You acquire them over time. But my UGC community, my paid community, is doing really well. That also has gotten me 10K a week. 40, 50K a month, like this screenshot here. MRR guaranteed over 10K a month for the next month, which is awesome. We also have, it's a pretty tight knit community, to be honest with you. Our calls are usually like 10 to 20 people. I'm pretty careful about who I let in. A lot of people are like, no, it's exclusive. I'm actually that way because I already do the agency, and I also have like an IRL life. Like I have a girlfriend, mom, family, friends, all these things that I care about. And I'm not willing to let the wrong people into my community that are going to be extremely problematic, for the community. So I really care and vet for who we have in there. And I'll show you some of the people we have in there right now, actually. But we do calls with people like Higher Up Wellness, Bennett Luke, Reese Schnell, on how they've been successful creating their personal brands and doing really, really well. So one of the creators we have in our community is Hector Serrano. And Hector is a creator who has grown very, very massively in the past year. And he initially was doing UGC, and he still does UGC. And he charges like over $10,000 a video based on his organic reach, plus the brands want to use them as ads. He also built a WAP that I helped him set up, and his WAP community is, top 100 on WAP. On top of that, he's already crossed 6 figures 5 months into the year. Amazing, super proud of Hector. He's just one of the creators in our Content Circle community. On top of that, we have Dr. Nick Young. Nick Young is a Tampa guy. He's a chiropractor. After working with us, he got over 1 million views like first month, which again, rare. Don't expect that. Content should take time. It should take time. So if you're expecting overnight results, this is not for you. But doing $1,000 in a day and making, and getting millions of views, he's been very successful, and he's going to continue to be very successful, not just because of his content, but because of who he is as a person. Okay. So I just want to share that. And again, we have lots of creators like this. Reese, Giuliano, Scott, all of these people. Sebastian Turner here. Sebastian actually was a creator for me like a year ago and went and started his own app studio. And now he's doing multiple 6 figures a month. So the people in this community are very, very elite. And again, we really do care about who we bring in here. You know what I mean? This is a little case study a note from a brand, a CMO just saying, I'm a weapon and strategic implementation is up to me. And I think that's really important for you guys to know that on the B2B side, I crush, Anyways, these are just results from our community. People like John doing 1K commissions in a week, Leah getting millions of views, my own personal clients getting millions of views on the B2B side, which again, if you guys need help growing your businesses with organic content, let me know. It's what I specialize in. Other creators going viral, getting lots of commission on TikTok Shop, getting shots at the Masters, if they're videographers, opening up their own offers, doing, 1,800 paid in fulls. It just goes on and on. Don, first semi-viral video, he was a brand new creator and we taught him how to go viral. $1,000 in TikTok Shop commissions. Giuliano actually bought a Tacoma. He said, thanks for putting me on a UGC deals. He was one of my first creators in the community. Amazing. Then we have Luis. Luis is crushing, making thousands of dollars in commissions. And again, the thing is, you can do TikTok Shop, you can do UGC, you can run your own offer, you can run an agency. There's so many, you can run a content rewards offer. You can learn how to just run ads for people. There's so many different ways to monetize a content business that it doesn't feel right for me to just be like, hey, just do TikTok Shop. I'd rather tell you if you don't want to necessarily be on camera, then maybe the agency play is better for you. And you can use our creators to work with in Content Circle, So that's how I see things. And again, just tons of wins all over the place. Just what people do, hundreds of thousands of views, millions of views, growing accounts, making money, getting retainer deals for $1,000 a month, working with massive brands that are 8-9 figure plus brands. This girl, Bree, was one of our top creators. She did, over 5K a month in just deals alone. Hunter doing $800 a day in commissions. Alyssa also crushing. And of course, my WAP being one of the top WAPs in the world. So I just wanted to show you guys all of that stuff so that you have a clear picture of who I am, how I do what I do. Now, if you've watched this entire video and you feel like this stuff resonates with you, like you're good at content or you like content and you want to build a business that it gives you time, freedom, basically the ability to do whatever you want, Content Circle might be good for you. You know what I mean? So again, I actually am careful about who I let in. It's not for everyone. I've scaled really hard where I've made a ton of money letting a ton of people in. It's not worth it for my mental health. I'd much rather have a really close-knit group of people that everyone gets along with and everyone grows with. So if you think you're one of those people and you want to join my mentorship and become part of Content Circle, where we do all these things and run these different online social media businesses, let me know. My next thing now is I'm building an app, and I'm always looking for creators for that app. But more than that, I just hope you guys got a lot of value out of this. And at the end of the day, guys, being a contentpreneur is one of the best things you can do for yourself and for your future. Content is the future. Personal brand is the future. AI is going to replace pretty much any job that humans do, but it can't replace connection. And that's where personal brand and being real and showing off social media talents comes into play. Our group is at the cutting edge of that. And again, if you feel like that could be you, just message me on Instagram and I'll see if you're going to be a good fit or not. And if you're also a business interested in me managing your creators and getting success like all of those other brands that I showed you, then just let me know. You can also message me saying, I'm this company, I'm looking for X amount of creators, whatever it may be, and I'm happy to give it a hand.